remember this, that if some of you can remember as well, when I brought David onto Mayegun's Diary Political, and, we're talking about his disappointments, even in the people who never made use of all his works, his works to expose the rot in the system and all of that, and how people have not really been, except for making noise and all of that. Then we spoke about the injustice method that the Igbos, the Biafrans, and then Nigerians generally. I won't forget that. I asked him here, I said, he expressed his frustration, okay, his disappointment.
I was live that day.
And then he said, at this point, he doesn't care, right, what Nnamdi Kanu stands for or pushing. He will support somebody like that now. I said, that's to break up Nigeria, like, everybody to go their separate ways. So I said, yes. So you will support the peaceful breakup of this contraption around if, I said, yes now. You will support him because he said yes now. So when I started seeing all his tantrum in the last few weeks, I'm like, man, where do we even start from? I wish I could come on, man.
In all fairness to David, he has sacrificed his life, his freedom for so Nigeria. Much. I won't lie. He can't move like a normal person because of what he has.
And that is what gets some of these IPOB guys angry with him as well. They're like, Alaye, you are a victim. What's happened to Nnamdi Kanu will happen to you anytime too, Baba. Why are you talking like this? Why are you, I'm like, I wish.
He's in that ignorant position I was in that time. That ignorant position when I didn't listen to this man preach. Yeah. And imagine you listen to him. I listened to him during COVID, and things he said that time that a lot of people were criticizing is what is coming to pass. Tinubu don't go France now. Somebody is nowhere. Who must you govern us? The country is in flames. You're going to France. How is that? How does that make sense?
My God, your president go France and nobody knows.
You want to go and change blood or change anything? Yeah. Must you? Oh my God! My God, lastly, before I go, that guy where you show where they come to Nigeria airport. I said, if once you enter Nigeria, you're coming from overseas. You enter Nigeria, you go just see arrows everywhere. See the baggage roller. See that baggage roller. Something as small as that thing we don't see. It should not last overnight. It should not last overnight.
You go see video online. They go say, "Oh, the airport don't do okay now." Another person go make video and say, "Oh, not do okay, Koko." I say, "Oh, my, will have been."
Now when it's in maintenance now, that if it don't happen 2 months ago, nobody go fix them. Nobody go fix them. You go to overseas, you see baggage rollers that have been 12 years.
On these things, so
they collect that money now. They don't collect money for that in more than 10 times. Because they do turn around. The country has no checks. There's no checks, no balance, no institutions, nothing. When the president is sick and he's traveling all around, everybody around him is a thief. Plus the Senate president, they're all thieves. Can never work. Break this place up, man. Let's have a country we can carry our children and call home.
At least, it's the one we can call our home, at least.
So come our home. You come for holiday, my brother. You come for holiday with us. This is my home. This is Oduduwa. This is Biafra. This is my home. Nobody's going to kill me. I'll choose my leader.
Is that too much to ask?
Is that too much? I apologize to everybody for taking this much time, bro.
I appreciate you, man. You stay safe, okay? You have a good one, okay?
All right.
Bless you. So I have another caller on the line. This is the Prince Adewale, the African Guala, my very good brother. How you doing?
Yes, sir, bro. I'm good. Good afternoon to you, brother.
Good afternoon to you too, and thanks so much for all you do. So please.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to piggyback off the previous caller, speaking about Hunding. So, personally, I definitely respect his investigative journalism and all his efforts to, contribute to the revolution.
To awaken the consciousness of our people, as you know.
Yes. But this guy, we happen to have a little interaction on Twitter.
Okay.
Because he has radical friends. A lot of Nigerians, they have mental problems. Sure you get.
I do.
The argument was Goodluck Jonathan should not have been removed. He was a good president. And I'm like, just because Tinubu and Boko Haram are completely demonic and murderous does not mean that Goodluck Jonathan was not an incompetent thief. A lot of people don't have
that actually brought in these guys. Let's be very clear.
Yes. But you see, one problem with a lot of Nigerian people, maybe people around the world, I wouldn't just say Nigerian people, but it's definitely prevalent in the Nigerian space, is that people don't know how to separate things. They get too emotional. Yes, we agree, Tinubu is an evil demon, straight from Hades, straight from hellfire. That's where Tinubu is from. And Boko Haram is a cannibal, an absolute terrorist. Yes. But that doesn't change the fact that Goodluck Jonathan was an incompetent thief whose wife has been accused again recently of detaining 9 of her domestic workers because she suspected them of stealing her jewelry.
And they've been like that for
these people.
How many years now? 6 years since 2019.
Yes. We're not going to be pretending like, okay, check this out, brother. The other day you showed a video of Akintunde. The man's name is Akintunde, Life of a Showman. He's my friend. The guy that lost his wife while he was taken out to the hospital.
Oh, you do know the guy?
Oh, yeah, I know him. Like, I knew him during NSAS and we became friends.
One-on-one.
For real. I know him one-on-one. We have never met him in person. You know, you make a lot of friends on the internet.
I know.
And for years, you become close. The guy is my buddy. We talk on the phone.
Damn it, man.
Now, and when that situation happened, I had to contribute for his daughters because we are similar. He has 2 girls. I have 2 girls. You know, we're almost the same. He's a good, very good brother. Hardworking man to the highest level.
If he was in Canada, it could stand in as your twin brother. I don't know why. Something just in my head was like, this guy kind of like, he's got this kind of like look of physique that is so close to that of African Guala. I don't know if it's weird, right? But I had it in my head when I was watching that video. Now, when you're now saying that you know him, like it's your body and all that, like really, that's where my really is coming from. Like really, because I had it in my head like, if no business Nigeria, we don't happen to him per se, right? He actually had your physique, seriously. But continue.
Yeah, I appreciate that, my brother, because the man looks good. And I'm also trying to grow my dreadlocks to look like him. Anyways.
You've got what could make your dread. So, you've got this bunch of thick, what's it called? Afro. You could go and get it locked. And then tomorrow we'll see you won't recognize you. I say, who's that? I said, the African Wahala. I said, how? When? No, you could do that. You know what I'm saying.
So, absolutely. I'm in the process.
I'll look forward to what it looks like. Go on.
There's this psychopath on Twitter. Man, Twitter is extremely toxic. If you don't have strong emotional intelligence,
don't stay there.
Stay off Twitter. I'm telling you, bro, because especially if you're in the West, if you're in like the United States with everything going on, Trump, tariffs, there is extreme racism. People are spewing the highest level of hatred on Twitter right now. Plus, if you're in the American Twitter space and you're in the Nigerian Twitter space at the same time, boy, you're getting bigots from both sides. Oh, is Igbo? Oh, Hausa is Fulani.
Health messed up.
I'm telling you, these people can ruin your mental health. So there was this guy. He goes by the name Harry on Twitter. He's an extremist bigot. He's making fun of Akintunde and his wife that passed away. He says, I don't feel any pity for them. Trueless Yoruba bastards. You see, this same Harry guy, the reason he became an extremist bigot is because of what happened to Obi during the campaign. And the way the Ronukus, the bigoted Ronukus, the psychopaths amongst the Yorubas, started showcasing their madness. Yeah. So he felt like and all that. I'm telling you, if the guy Harry feels like it's tit for tat, Everybody will, yes, I'm an extremist bigot. I hate all these people. But, so people need to learn how to check their emotions and just learn how to separate things. Yes, I started with David Hunday. I respect his investigative journalism. I appreciate him. I give him a round of applause. But as a human being, personally, I have no respect for him because after the guy responded to my tweets for the next 5 days, I had his followers attacking me non-stop on that same Twitter. So these people are psychopaths at the end of the day, and
I know.
I just
I
thought
think
it's a wrap.
I mean, see, I've had instances, right? I've had instances where I got tempted to say to him and say, I mean, I don't know what your findings are, and I really want to know, because sometimes we don't have to pretend that we know everything when we don't, right? So you are an investigative journalist. So you've done real job, real work, right? That people have given you credit for real. Wonderful piece of work, right? Now, and this is why people want to kind of like value what you say, because they're not just words, what you type or anything you say out there. They are not just mere saying. So there are people who are going to believe that there is more to it, right? So when he says something like, it was the Israel and the West sponsoring the IPOB, as well as the insecurity in the East, right? Just to destabilize Nigeria, all right? And I was like, now, I mean, I won't say that because that's just speculative, all right? I won't. Now, if for somebody like David want to tell us that Israel and America, like the USAID stuff at the time, right? Israel and America are the ones funding IPOB or Nnamdi Kanu, and the agenda was to destroy Nigeria. As he's putting it, I would want something more. You know, I don't want something like a beer parlor gist. You shouldn't be like anyone else, where people make things up and say them. So somebody like yourself, if you want to drop things like that, it must carry some, some level of credibility, not just gist. So when I saw him like replying to people, saying things and all of that, and I'm like, somehow you want to believe, but it doesn't make any sense. What he's saying doesn't make any sense. Even though his position is that somehow he believes that Nigeria is better together as a big country. Because to him, it is what protects us from America and the rest of them from doing something to us. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense, right? But like I said, I would want something more, pretty much like a clear and specific, not speculative. People have said a lot about the IPOB, and most of the stuff they've said, they are pure lies, made up lies, and they are there to serve a particular purpose, the purpose of the establishment. So when David Duncan was pushing things about IPOB in this manner, it's pretty much like doing the job of the establishment, because they spend a lot of money on propaganda to tell us about IPOB is so dangerous. IPOB wasn't dangerous until the day they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. And since then, you want us to believe that IPOB is dangerous. Meanwhile, the system have been like chasing them down, killing them. In fact, locking them up where the rest of the world can't even know where you locked them at. Like, where are they? So if you, David, our own David, have something, right, that is implicating something real, not speculative, the ideal thing is for you to share it. So I see all of that. Like I said, I've been tempted a few times to want to say, "Oh, David, why don't you just share?" But I was like, it's a Twitter, right? So I have this ability to just ignore. And you see that Harry you're talking about, right? I've had instances where, or I've seen scenarios where it was completely out of place. And like you said, it started to be like a response to the bigotry of the Ronukus, right? Somehow, he said you know, he has said a lot of horrible things, shared a lot of horrible things about the Yoruba generally, right? But what I discovered is that every time you see him post something, Ari, about the Yorubas, take your time before you react, before anything at all. Even if it's going to take you hours later, don't react yet. Give it time. You will realize that there are like so many unprintable things that the Olympics have just printed about the Igbos. So it has nothing to do with, even though that may be the fuel, right? It has nothing to do with OB per se. It is pure Igbo, Yoruba, bigotry Olympic they are doing, right? Which in itself, like you said, if you don't have the thick skin to hold it in, I mean, you would want to react things. I do.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's it, brother. Thank you so much for the great show.
Bless you. Just take it easy, okay? And yeah, stay a little bit away from that toxic platform if you can. Me, I'm so used to it. I'm just the greatest ever. I can be reading everybody, and I won't even like, talk less of commenting. I have never been pushed to comment because most of it I'm like, well.
You know what? When I saw that guy make fun of Akintunde and his wife, no, that shit hurt me.
That particular one.
I was hurt.
Yeah.
I was hurt.
It's always going to be something that's.
But it's all good.
That's it. I've had enough. No, I mean this is nonsense.
This
is rubbish. I get you.
Yeah.
Let me take another.
All right. Thank you, brother.
God bless you.
Yes, sir.
Stay safe, okay? That's the African Wahala, ladies and gentlemen. And I do have another caller on the line as well. Hello.
Mayegu Baba.
Baba. How are you, sir?
I greet you, my brother.
I greet you too. How you doing?
How's your family doing?
Well, we are very well, oh. Thanks so much for asking.
Yeah, nice to have you back again and also to speak with you.
Again. Thank you, sir.
Most of these days we wait on the line and then finally then you announce there will be no call.
I'm sorry. But yeah,
no problem.
Go on, sir.
Yes. So, Nigeria is a theory, so I don't blame most of our people when they sit down, think, and then they come here and they try to analyze. There is no way to, my brother, it cannot work. No. It cannot work. I see the video you talked about, the guy who was at the airport. And we cannot ask.
The guy who came in and he was wondering that did they fight war in this place? And he was like, war.
Yes.
I mean, war. Like people are fighting their own physical and their spiritual war.
Yes.
That you can imagine. Mm-hmm.
But I tell you, if you go to war-torn countries, like countries that have been in war for years, they have better facilities than we in Nigeria that never had war or for the past 50 years. The issue is very clear. When you have a criminal government where from the president to whoever that is there are all criminals, what do you expect? That's why when people complain on those guys that went to the parliament or to the Senate from Labour Party, they say, they're not talking. How can they talk? You remember last time I reminded you, there are so many voices that people have raised at the Senate floor when they see things going wrong. And then people will oppress them. You see the Senate president, you are suspended, you are this. And nobody ever heard from them no more. Nobody cared how they survived. So how do you want these people to talk? They cannot, because they see what happened to the other people. So they just get silenced. Because if Nigeria was a country, if someone stand on the Senate floor, a senator who sees document, who knows what's going on, shout, say, there is something, they are pardoning this one. And nobody, tomorrow they say, the Senate president will say, off your mic or this, and then nobody cares about how that guy suffered. Maybe they send him out or now they say they're doing recall. So when next that kind of thing happen, they say, take $10,000. Of course, they will quickly take it. You don't blame them, because if something happens, nobody will fight for them. Nobody will protect them. So Nigeria is not a country. It's a crime scene, like you said. So many things go wrong. I just read in the news now that Nigeria is going to borrow how many billion? They are borrowing another
1.08 billion again.
No, that is small. There is another one. They seek to borrow 10.5 million from World Bank. Okay.
Right.
I thought it's billion. 10.5. They say
There is
this
one
one
from IMF now, 1.08 billion.
Okay, but this one, you know what they said? They said the loan is to strengthen CBN's tech capacity. I wrote that. It's laughable.
God damn it.
Tech capacity. You just borrow this money and
people who built a website with, you forgot?
Yeah.
It's 72 million naira.
Imagine.
Website.
Me, I build website and I can build for them for free.
You know, I mean,
yeah.
Aye.
Yeah. Where would we stop, my brother? It will not work. Imagine a Senate president, somebody who is accused of so many crimes, even harassing women, and then you expect perfection from him. How? No. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. And again, there is one northern girl. You know, I used to send you some of these videos just to, you know, to help the work now. But all of a sudden, I see that the other WhatsApp. I mean, I see that my message is not delivering.
Well, the old one, but this one you are calling on. The problem is that
the other number.
I barely read the messages on it.
Yeah, because they